Bye.
Hello, welcome to Knock Knock Hi with the Glauc and Fleckens. I'm Dr. Glauc and Flecken, also known as Will Flannery.
I am Lady Glauc and Flecken, also known as Kristin Flannery.
How do you feel toward the end of like Thanksgiving and Christmas break? We're in January now.
Yeah.
Do you feel ready to be back to like normal?
Usually.
Or
I mean, like that first day back is a little rough, but like it's a lot to just like have no structure and be around lots of family for all day long. I've gotten used to just having my little space here in the house when everyone else is at school and you're at work.
Yeah.
Like I get annoyed when people are in my
When
space.
it's not,
Yeah.
it's not just your space anymore.
Yes. When it's a time of day where it would normally be my space. So yes, but I also like to work and I like my job. So
boring.
I know, but I don't know. I like to get back to it.
Well, I say this as we're here in a few days. We'll be going to Big Bend National Park.
Yeah.
How excited are you? This is your first visit to my ancestral home.
It is.
Not really my ancestral.
You used to go
vacation
there
home.
with your family all the time.
Every summer. Every summer we went to Big Bend
in
National
the
Park.
Summer? Oh.
For those of you who don't know what Big Bend is, it's the part of Texas. Okay, so El Paso's like on the left side.
Yeah.
It's like that little corner.
Yeah. It's like the elbow.
Yeah, and like you go down from El Paso, like follow the Rio Grande down to the literally
the elbow. It looks like an elbow.
It's like a big whoop, like a U, like a bend.
Yeah.
That's why it's called Big Bend.
It's a big one.
Right there on the border with Mexico. And it's like one of the most isolated places, at least in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And we went there every summer as a kid. It is very hot.
Mm-hmm.
I almost had heat stroke a couple times growing up.
Yep.
But didn't. And we're going in January.
Yeah. I think if you were going in the summer, I'd have to bow out.
We're staying in these little cabins that are like way off the beaten path.
Yeah.
And they're good for stargazing.
Yeah.
That's what this area of the country is like really good for.
I am looking forward to that part.
And it's going to be a new moon.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
There's no moon. We're going to see like galaxies.
Yeah. Like a whole sky that we didn't know was there. Like an extra sky on top of the one we already know.
All we have to worry about are mountain lions.
And snakes.
Snakes? Snakes are not bad for you though.
What?
Like you.
Texas snakes?
I thought you're not afraid of snakes.
Well, I don't have a phobia, but I do have common sense.
Snake or tarantula?
Ugh.
You have to choose one to be in your cabin with you.
In my cabin?
Yes. What would you choose?
No, I refuse to play.
You have to choose.
No, I don't. You can't tell me what to do.
You go into a cabin, the door's locked, but there is either a tarantula or a venomous snake.
Do I have any weapons? What do I have at my disposal?
You have the things.
What are my supplies?
You have the things that are in your like a standard hotel room. So
no.
you have like a lamp. You have
You know what? They can have it. They can have the room. That's what I would do.
I told you it's locked. You can't leave. You can have.
I will find a way.
There are towels.
I will break a window.
What if let me give you a weapon. I'll give you a golf club.
Nothing sharp, huh?
You want to be stabby.
Well, I would want to cut off the snake's head.
Good luck. Oh, you want like a samurai sword?
Yeah, something real long, so I can stand back.
Not just like a kitchen knife.
No, not like hand to fang combat. No, thank you.
So your ideal weapon would be a samurai sword.
Maybe a machete. I don't know which one's longer.
Probably a sword.
And which one's heavier?
A sword is longer than a machete.
Would it be heavier too? How long is a machete?
Machete, I mean, I don't know. It's like a foot long, 18 inches.
I don't know. I would not like either of those. I don't know how to play this game. I don't want either.
All right. Well, then you're getting both. That's it.
Well, that's what I'm afraid of.
You're getting both.
That's why I'm a little nervous about this trip.
Yeah, and scorpions. Don't forget
And
about scorpions.
Yes, I got stung by a scorpion
and
when I was
babies.
and no, that was my brother got the babies too. But when I was like 5 and he was like 4, and we were living in Central Texas. That wasn't even the desert. There were already scorpions everywhere, and we did see one of those giant tarantulas on the road one time as we were driving by.
Yep.
And I almost got bit by a snake in high school when I was just out for a walk.
So it's going to be an awesome trip.
Mm-hmm.
We're excited about it. It's my first time going back to Big Bend I don't think I've been there since I've known you.
No,
yeah,
I don't think so.
Because
we've been a little busy.
Sure, yeah, and it's a pain in the ass to get to though. So we're flying into Midland, Texas.
Really?
Yep. You know what Midland's known for?
Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, football. I don't know.
But I've been to Midland, but that's still quite a ways. How long of a drive?
Yeah, it's like a 4.5 hour drive down from Midland.
That's the closest airport?
Yeah.
Wow.
San Antonio is like a 6-hour drive.
Yeah.
Houston's like 9, 10.
How many flights are we gonna have to do to get to Midland? That's not gonna be a direct.
No, absolutely not. We take at one point we take a horse and buggy. We fly into Amarillo or something.
Mm-hmm.
Take a
Ford River,
little Pony Express down to Midland.
Get on a train.
I don't know. It's gonna be a trip, but it's for my dad's 70th birthday.
Okay.
So we're doing it.
Okay, I'll do it for him.
And you're gonna have fun too.
I will pretend to have fun.
All right. So
listen, so it doesn't seem like I'm just like a buzzkill. I am very much like an indoor kid, very cerebral and artsy. I'm not like an outdoorsy hiking adventure kind of person. Sorry, I'm just not.
Well, we'll report back and let everyone know how it went. Before we take our first break, not really healthcare. It's like a healthcare related story. I came across this Business Insider article of a med student who decided to drive for Uber and Lyft as a side gig.
Make a little extra money.
And
just money at all?
was kind of disabused of the notion that this is a profitable thing to do. Oh. Yeah. And so it just got me thinking
in general or just for people with limited schedules?
I think in general, it's not for a med student. Apparently, it doesn't really fit with the schedule. And so here's the thing, though. Like we really, this is like there's a larger issue here about like side gigs as a physician, and more particularly as a resident and med student. Like we need to make it to where like med students are not like, how am I gonna like make money while I'm a med student? Right. I mean, on the one hand, obviously, like you don't want to take out so many loans. Like, I mean, I was there, right? I graduated by the time I finished residency. We had $315,000 in loans.
Still paying that baby
off.
Still
paying it off. It's manageable now. It's now we're in the ones.
Hey,
we're in the ones.
Not the single digit. That's not what he means.
No. Oh, the 100s.
Thousands.
We're in the 100,000 range. In fact, what do I want to say? It's like 130,000. So, hey.
Yeah, we're getting there.
It's coming. It's coming down. We're going to make it. It's going to be fine. I just need to not die. Actually, it would be okay if I did.
They die with you.
But anyway, not ideal for that to happen.
No, I don't want that to be the outcome.
But honestly, it's like, it just needs to be more affordable. And it's like med students, that's such a hard thing to go through as med school. I can't imagine like, having to try to, do another job in addition to that.
Yeah. When I was in a PhD program.
But then do you just take loans? Like, what do you do? Right. I mean.
Right. Well, we got a stipend.
Right.
And it was very little, but it was at least enough to cover your basic, like, rent in a crappy apartment and some groceries, right? Like, and your bills.
So that's a good point. Like, why would med schools, okay, you're going to, like, charge whatever tuition you're going to charge.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we get some stipends? Why can't we get some cost of living?
Right. We didn't have to pay tuition either, don't hit me.
No, I know you didn't. I know, like, that's a PhD thing.
Well, only some places, not everywhere.
But, okay, so, we're paying
loans
for tuition, but,
sure.
I mean, come on. Let's get some, like, something for rent.
Right. It doesn't make sense to me why you would expect your students to not be able to work, right? They don't have the time for a job.
Yeah.
And then just not make any money, and you not pay them. Just doesn't make sense. That math doesn't math.
I don't know. If I was a dean of a med school and I knew that some of my students were like driving Uber,
yeah,
like, in between classes, I'd be like, no,
right.
like, what do we got to do to fix this? But
yeah. Well, also in the I don't know, I was going to say academic side, but medical school is still academic. In the research side, there are some places where you can have like an assistantship. So like you don't have like an outside job. It's something that you still do as part of being a grad student, but those hours are paid. So it might not be like directly related to your research, right? It's somebody else's research that you're helping with, but you at least get paid for doing something that's at least like remotely close to what you're there to be doing. So like, I don't know what that would be for a med student, like clinicals. You get some kind of assistantship. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. And
I'm just saying there are solutions that have been found in other areas.
You think I'd be a good Uber driver?
I don't think you would like it.
No.
You have to talk to too many people.
Well, one thing I remember from my first 2 years of med school, like, I had terrible back pain.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting, studying, sitting, so much
all
sitting.
All the time.
Sitting all the time. And now as an ophthalmologist, I love sitting. But it's what separates the ophthalmologist from the internal medicine doctors. We love to sit, among other things that separate us. But I do remember, like, just so many hours, 8, 10 hours, like, in a chair.
Yeah.
And like
the same chair.
Yeah.
Like you just sit there all day.
And like I was playing competitive ultimate frisbee at the time too. And it's like, I was affecting my ability to play because my back hurt so much from all the sitting and studying. And so like, man, to like go from there to like driving an Uber.
Yeah. More sitting.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Although I am a fantastic driver.
The driving would be fine. It's the peopling that I think would not be up your alley.
People don't want to people.
Some people do. See, the fact that you can't even fathom someone wanting to
people want to people
is proof.
During an Uber? Who wants to?
Your mother.
Okay, I know I walked into that one. My mom obviously is a very special case.
No, she's not. Pretty much any extroverted person probably at least doesn't mind peopling, if not look forward to it.
Remember the last time I had a lengthy conversation
with a stranger.
Actually, the one time was I had a car, like it was car service, taking me to a hotel, and the person tried to sell me on their MLM.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, and it was like a 40-minute drive too.
Yeah,
I heard all about the hand creams.
Yeah,
that would help me.
I can see why they would go that route. Like you have a captive audience and it's a new person all the time.
Yeah, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break.
I will.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
Well, it's New Year.
Uh-huh.
That's the perfect time to have a fresh new outlook.
Okay, what's on top of your mind?
I love eyelid mites now.
You?
Yeah.
Eyelid mites.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking, since they're so common, I should be more accepting.
What made you change your mind?
Well, 1 out of every 12 adults has an overgrowth of mites.
Yes, that's true.
And I know that if they happen to overpopulate and cause Demodex blepharitis, there is a prescription eye drop treatment, so no need to stress.
I love hearing you talk about Demodex. Do you like eyeballs as much as you like Demodex?
No,
Okay.
just the mites.
I'll take what I can get. But you're right. And so, if you ever have itchy, irritated eyelids, just go see your eye doctor. They can examine your eyelids, check for crusties, what we call collarettes, those things that the mites leave behind.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
To learn more about eyelid mites and Demodex blepharitis, visit miteslovelids.com. Again, that's miteslovelids.com to learn more. This ad is brought to you by Tarsus Pharmaceuticals. For the record, I don't think you'd be a good Uber driver. Just saying.
And why?
Because you're so sensitive to smells.
Okay, that's true.
That you would, I don't know what you would do. You don't want anything smelly getting in your car.
That's true.
And so how that affects, you'd probably be making faces.
Yeah. Just I'd have to wear a mask.
You'd be putting your head out the window like a dog. I don't know.
Yeah. I also am not one to be overtly keen to people.
You haven't had a good track record with customer service jobs.
Well, I've only had one.
And you lasted.
No, that's not true. That's not
6
true.
hours.
It's not true.
What?
In high school, I had a customer service job.
Doing what?
At my family's business. I would have to
sweeping floors.
No, when I was 10, I was sweeping floors. And then I graduated to helping the customers, checking them out. And then from there, I graduated to accounts receivable, accounts payable. So, yes, for a long time. Also, in college, at the bookstore, I was behind the counter checking people out.
So it was just the waiting tables that didn't.
Yeah, I wasn't into
last.
waiting tables. I had to make up a fake family emergency and say, I'm sorry, I can't take this job after all. I was not going to do that.
Did you go home with your uniform?
There was no uniform, I don't think.
No? You didn't have a shirt?
I don't know. I just went for the one day. So maybe you would get one.
What was the final straw? What was the thing? Was there one particular thing at that job that was okay, I can't do this?
No, you know what? I think it was more the individual place than the career as a whole, right?
Say it. What was the name of it?
I don't even remember anymore.
Wasn't it the 82nd Street Caboose? Restaurant
maybe.
in Lubbock?
Might have been.
I think that was it.
But anyway,
probably not even there anymore.
At the time, it was very poorly run, and
fair enough.
I sort of just got thrown to the wolves, and just things like how do you use the system, and things that someone would normally onboard you and train you. Those things were just not happening at all. So I just didn't. I don't know. I didn't want to mess with it. Yeah.
All right. Well, should we get to you want to do a medical topic? You want to learn something?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got my trusty first aid of USMLE Step 1, 2025, a student guide. How rich do you think all these authors are?
Probably not very, but I bet the publishers are.
McGraw-Hill?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
Authors get pennies on the dollar.
Pennies?
Yeah.
Pennies?
Yeah.
Pennies?
I think so.
But look at this thing. There got to be some kind of royalty.
There are. It's just they are very small.
Yeah. It's just this book, they're selling thousands every year, year after year. So I don't know. Anyway. All right. Page 32 to 706. Give me something. What do you got?
541.
You love the fives.
Do I?
You do.
Do I keep doing fives?
You do.
Are you still writing them down?
541. I have a very good memory.
I used to.
I know what you've done and what you haven't done. Oh, 541 is just pictures.
Pathology.
It's just pathology, but there's nothing else on it.
Oh. Well, what's on 540?
Okay. Actually, you know what? We're going to talk adult primary brain tumors.
Okay.
But there's too many of them, so I'm going to give you 6 numbers.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6.
Mm-hmm.
So give me 2. Two numbers between 1 and 6.
3 and 4.
3 and 4. You have chosen meningioma and hemangioblastoma.
Oh.
Which one do you want to hear from first?
Let's go in order. Meningioma.
Meningioma,
for 200,
folks.
Alex.
Okay, so this, I have actually diagnosed a couple meningiomas in my career.
Pre-attending hood or
nope,
post?
Nope.
Post?
Current,
Yes.
my current position. So meningiomas are very common. They're probably the most common, typically benign, like vast majority of them are benign. In fact, I don't even know of like a malignant meningioma. I mean, they can cause problems, but there's not like an invasive quality to them.
Can you see them in the eye? Is that why you've...
So they can wrap themselves around they affect the meningeal space. So we'll talk about this. So they're common, typically benign, more common in women than men. And they occur along the surface of the brain or spinal cord. And when I say surface...
Is that because women have more surface area in their brain?
What do you think the answer to that question is? No, it's on the surface because, smart ass.
No, I'm saying that it's more common in women because, women are smarter.
I get it.
Okay.
Because they're of arachnoid cell origin.
Okay.
So that's one of the meningeal layers. So you have your pia mater.
Pia what?
Pia, the pia layer.
Oh, pia mater. Okay, got it.
You have the arachnoid layer, and then you have the epidermal. No, that's skin. Epidural. The epidural.
Okay.
Or the dura mater. No, pia mater, dura mater. It's subarachnoid and then dura mater.
I'm so confused
now. And then epidural is like above that. So anyway, those are like the meningeal layers of the brain. Basically, it's like the brain sleeve. So it's just
a little hairnet for the brain.
It wraps the brain up. And so you get a meningioma whenever you have an irregular cell of the arachnoid origin.
And are these neurons? What kind of tissue is this?
These are meningeal cells.
What are those?
They're cells, Kristin. Look, they're not neurons, all right? They're just...
Are they tissue of the nervous system?
Yes.
Or are they tissue that is just adjacent to the nervous system?
It's considered a brain tumor, so they're not neurons.
I got that.
It's a meningioma. It's meningeal. So anyway, they occur along the surface of the brain and the spinal cord.
Okay.
They are extraaxial, which means external to brain parenchyma. So it's not like if you were to like slice into someone's brain with a meningioma, the meningioma, it's not like an extension from the brain tissue.
Right.
It's
separate
external
from the brain
to that. All right.
I'm curious what system that tissue is considered to be a part of.
It's nervous, it's neural, but it's not brain.
So it is part of the nervous system.
Yeah, I think and we want to talk about the embryonic cell layers that like produce the dura and their subarachnoid space and all that stuff.
Sure.
I don't want to talk about that.
You're the one that said it.
I don't want to talk about it though. Because that sounds really boring.
No, it doesn't. I think that stuff is cool.
Okay, it sounds hard.
Okay.
And I don't know where to find it, and I don't know it off the top of my head because I'm just a little baby ophthalmologist. All right, so meningiomas are well circumscribed.
Okay.
They're spherical or lobular shaped.
Lobular, that's a fun word to say.
Here's the tricky thing about them. They are often asymptomatic.
Yeah.
And so they can be a little bit challenging to diagnose. They can.
Well, if they're asymptomatic, do you need to diagnose them?
Well, I mean, some of them will
if they're benign and asymptomatic.
They'll sit there and they'll just grow and grow. But then once they do start causing symptoms, they can be very subtle, especially if it's the vision is involved.
Yeah.
Some people might not realize that they're like losing some of their peripheral vision, or that's wrapping around the optic nerve and causing like dim vision. I tell you, when you have binocular vision, people are looking with both eyes. You'd be amazed how many people have something wrong with one of their eyes and they just don't realize it because they never check.
Yeah, because the other eye just compensates.
Their other eye compensates. And I've like suddenly diagnosed people with like terrible cataracts because they like all of a sudden one day they close their good eye and like, whoa, I can't see anything out of this eye. It's amazing. It's amazing how that happens. Our brain just has this ability to really be very dominant out of one eye versus the other to the point where you don't really even like care about one eye. But I care about both eyes.
Why do we have two then?
I will always care about eyes. Because that's not how development works. Why are we not cyclopses?
Evolution never is wasteful, right?
I think med schools just need you there to ask
these questions
in a group setting.
In the back of the room. Excuse me.
Yeah. Why are we not all cyclopses, please? Can you explain this to me?
Don't tell me you've never wondered.
Okay, but why? Why? Okay, but why? Yes. But why is it? Why do you, why? Anyway.
Yes, that's right.
So they're often asymptomatic until they're not. May present with seizures or neurologic signs. So if
it'd be like pushing on the brain.
Yeah, it could like push on things and start causing problems. Fortunately, there's lots of ways to treat them. So you can have surgery to remove it. And something called radiosurgery.
What is that?
I don't know. It just says radiosurgery here. I have no idea what radiosurgery is. But on a histology level, remember this: Samoma bodies.
Samoma, another fun word.
Samoma body. That's one of my favorites. I remember. That's one thing I do remember. Samoma bodies.
Samoma bodies.
Samoma bodies in meningiomas. All right. So that's meningioma. You have any follow-up questions? No? Great. Let's move on. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with Hemangioblastomas. Hey, Kristin.
Yeah.
How come people only talk about being cozy and warm and wrapped up during the holidays?
I don't know. I like to be cozy all year long, every single month.
Exactly. When the holidays wind down, like that's what I crave the most. I still want to feel that way.
Right. And I need a lot of rest after the holidays. So it's nice to be able to wrap yourself up in
And that's exactly what Cozy Earth delivers. Luxury comfort that makes home the best part of your life. And now you can get a 100-night sleep trial with Cozy Earth and a 10-year warranty, because once you feel this level of comfort, you'll want it to last a whole decade.
That's right.
Start the new year off right and give your home the luxury it deserves and make home the best part of your life. Go to CozyEarth.com and use my code KNOCK for up to 20% off. And if you get a post-purchase survey, be sure to mention you heard about Cozy Earth right here. Give the gift of comfort that lasts beyond the holidays and carries into a cozy new year. All right, Hemangioblastomas. If you had to guess what part of the brain this affects.
Blood vessels. No?
How'd you know that?
Because I know words. I know, like...
I'm impressed. Yes.
Etymology.
Angio?
Yes, blood. Blood
vessels. Heme,
blood.
angio, blood vessels.
Yes.
Blastoma. Blast
Tumor.
Off to tumor land.
Yeah.
Blood vessel origin. Closely arranged, thin-walled capillaries with minimal intervening parenchyma. That's just what it looks like on a slide. But these are most common. Okay, what lobe of the brain, Smarty Pants?
Probably the one, if there is one, that is more vascular than others. I don't know. I never learned about blood vessels of the brain. I just learned about the brain.
It's the cerebellum, my dear.
That makes sense.
Does it?
It's like the most basic part, so you would want to make sure that that has enough oxygen, right?
You know what I'm doing right now?
You're looking in the index.
No, I'm anticipating a question you're going to ask, and I'm trying to find the answer surreptitiously.
Yeah, you're catching on.
I know, seriously. 62. Okay, all right. So, anyway, cerebellar.
Yes.
Associated with von Hippel-Lindau Syndrome.
Bless you.
Which is... It's one of those. It's like one of those things. I like. I'd have to like always look. I'd have to look it up to like remember what von Hippel-Lindau syndrome is. But it's like it's some kind of a like tumor suppressor gene thing.
It's not working, so the tumor doesn't get
Genetic
suppressed.
disorders by chromosome. It's a chromosome 3 abnormality. You get von Hippel-Lindau disease.
That clears it right up.
Oh God, I knew it. I knew you're gonna. Okay. Okay. While I look this up, you. Oh, here at 5. Okay, I was in the wrong place. Oh, it was just the previous page. Oh, here we go. All right, here we go. Von Hippel-Lindau disease, autosomal dominant.
Okay.
All right, those are usually bad.
Because you're definitely going to get it.
Yeah,
Well, not definitely, but most
one
likely.
allele, you get the thing. You got it. It's a deletion mutation on chromosome 3, and results in hemangioblastomas. Obviously, you can get those in the retina, in the brainstem, in the cerebellum, in the spine. So kind of all throughout the central nervous system. But hemangioblastomas are, as we already know, most often to occur in the cerebellum. As part of von Hippel-Lindau disease, you can get also renal cell carcinoma. That's something you always have to think about.
How are those related?
Because they have, you know, it just does.
What are we paying that? What is it? $130,000 for?
Still.
I wonder how much it's been over the course of the entire loan.
For services rendered, okay.
I'd like some of that money back, I think.
Started at $315,000.
I know. I'm curious where it ended. That's where it ended, but like with interest over time. By the time we pay it off, curious what it'll end up being.
Oh yeah, it's God.
Gonna be a lot more than 315.
Oh, probably $400K total. So
I think that's probably
450,000 for me to have to look up von Hippel-Lindau disease and not really know
and why.
So I mean,
it affects the kidneys.
The deletion. It must be that gene is highly expressed within that tissue. So, like in the central nervous system, it must be expressed a lot in the kidney, which is why if you have a deletion in that gene, you're going to have problems in the kidney.
Well, my next question would be,
why the kidney?
Yeah. What do those two things have in common that gene would be doing them both? We'll never know.
No, we won't. We'll never know, and no one will ever be able to answer that for you. You'll be on your deathbed asking that question, and maybe we'll have an answer by then. I don't know. That's all I got for hemangioblastoma.
Okay.
So blood vessel origin.
Okay, but you didn't talk about like how like what is the word in medicine? How like troubling?
How troubling it is.
How dangerous?
It's quite troubling.
Quite troubling.
It's a very troubling disease, and that I don't know the answer to that.
Is it malignant, benign?
I want to say it's I don't know. There's very little information about hemangioblastomas in this book. I'm sorry.
I guess only the neurologists know. Who else might know?
I'm not being very helpful about hemangioblastomas. A lot more information about meningiomas, which is why I was hoping you would have chosen number 3 and 5, because 5 is pituitary adenoma.
Oh.
Could talk a lot about pituitary adenoma.
Go right ahead.
No. Maybe next time. I think we'll just call it.
Okay.
Do you have any other follow-up questions?
Many, but I don't think they are welcome.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Von Hippel-Lindau Syndrome. A rare genetic disorder that causes abnormal growth of blood vessels leading to tumors and cysts in various organs. We've already addressed this.
Various organs. So it's not just the kidneys. It also says the pancreas, adrenal glands. Okay, so that makes more sense to me because it's more widespread, right? But like to just affect the kidneys and the blood vessels would be
Treatment depends on the specific tumors and can include surgery, radiation therapy, and other therapies. Life expectancy is what you were asking about. How bad is it? Without effective treatment, life expectancy can be reduced, but routine surveillance and treatment have improved outcomes.
Life expectancy can be reduced. That's real informative. Thanks, Google.
Yeah, so like, they're tumors, right? And they're malignant tumors.
They are malignant.
Renal
just
cell,
a second ago, you didn't know.
Well, Hemangioblastomas, would be a malignant tumor. Renal cell carcinoma. Carcinomas are always malignant.
Yeah.
So yeah, they cause malignant tumors. Sorry, sometimes I just don't want to answer your questions.
Yes, I'm aware.
But I do love you.
Mm-hmm.
Because VHL, the gene, is a tumor suppressor gene. So I knew that, which means it keeps cells from growing and dividing too rapidly in an uncontrolled way.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
So there you go.
All right.
Now you have everything you need to know about von Hippel-Lindau syndrome, hemangioblastomas, and what was the other one?
Now I'm ready to be an ophthalmologist.
Meningiomas. How we do like optic nerve testing and stuff to like determine if there's any problems there.
Which optic nerve would that be? Quick, tell me.
2.
Is that the only one?
Cranial nerve 2.
That goes to the eyes? I don't know optic nerves.
Are you kidding me?
Wait,
no.
Optic nerves.
The optic nerve is
I thought you said
nerve. Cranial nerve 2 is the optic nerve. Yes.
Are they always on the optic nerve in the eyeball?
Typically, yeah. Because it's like, there are other cranial nerves that affect the eyes. You seem interested.
That's what I was trying to ask.
Oh, we've got cranial nerve 3, we've got cranial nerve 4, cranial nerve 5, 6, and 7, all either directly or indirectly have some effect on the eyes.
And there's 12? Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, no one cares about the other ones, though.
Okay.
They're kind of
sure.
Like 11 just shrugs your shoulders.
That's it? That's all it does?
Probably.
Okay.
12 is your tongue. So stick your tongue out. You've got good cranial nerve 12 because it's not moving to one side or the other. It's right there in the midline.
Fantastic news.
Your tongue is midline. You got great cranial nerve 12.
All right. What about my others? Should we test them?
No, I don't think we need to. I think we'll call it an episode. How about that? All right, maybe we can do a cranial nerve test.
Let us know if you want us to do a cranial nerve test.
That was a joke I had in one of my neurology skits.
What?
He did a self.
Yeah.
He did a self cranial nerve assessment every morning. All right. Let's see. So before we wrap up, we have a funny gout story from Jason.
The one and only Jason Portizo.
Yeah, our editor. He said, the first gout flare I ever got had me so confused because I never knew this was even something that happened to people. I was on the road with my band at the time in Youngstown, Ohio, and woke up feeling like I had broken my toe. Ooh. The sheet on the toe thing is 100% true.
Ooh.
That's like the classic teaching. Like even something as light as a sheet will cause excruciating pain. Because I never heard of gout or knew I was at risk for it, the only logical conclusion I could come up with was that one of my bandmates had broken my toe in my sleep as a prank. What kind
of people were you hanging out with?
Hey, let's play a joke on Jason.
Let's break his toe. Also, why would you not have woken up? That tells me some things about the night before.
So instead of, oh no, there's something medically weird happening, I woke up yelling, which one of you jerks broke my toe? They were understandably confused, and after an afternoon of Googling my symptoms, I figured it out and have been on allopurinol since. Starting allopurinol causes your existing uric acid to shift, which will trigger the worst gout attack you'll ever have, but with any luck, it's your last.
You can tell Jason's been listening to these too, obviously, because he says, don't ask me to explain any further than that. I'm a podcast editor, not a doctor. At least he has an excuse.
There you go. It's true. The sheet on the toe is a real thing. It's not just like one of those things you learn in med school and like
I always thought the gout was like an eradicated disease or something, like it was something that only happened a long time ago.
Very much not eradicated.
But no.
All right. Thanks, Jason. If you have any gout stories, we'd love to hear them. You can hit us up, or if you have any hemangioblastoma stories.
Yes, or meningiomas.
Or meningiomas. Tell us about your meningioma if you feel comfortable. There are lots of ways you can reach out. Email us, knockknockhi@human-content.com. Visit us on our social media platforms. Hang out with us and the Human Content Podcast family on Instagram and TikTok at Human Content Pods. Thanks to all the listeners leaving feedback and reviews. We got one over on YouTube. This is...
Oh, we're getting old. We have to get closer.
At...
Oh, Mr. My eyesight's perfect, and it always has been and always will be.
First of all, this is a very small thing. All right. My eyesight is amazing. Hey,
when's that eye exam going to happen?
You know what? You need to just chill. Okay. At Bluemander88 on our YouTube channel, at Glauc. You know what's funny to me? People criticize the countries that have universal health care about their patient care and wait times for services. You have the same problems in the U.S., but have to pay 10,000% more for it.
This is true. There's truth to that.
Quite a bit of truth to that. So I think the best thing is somewhere in the middle, from full government-funded universal health care and the private, outrageous, wacky system that nobody can afford today. The best thing is somewhere in the middle, probably closer to the universal side.
I think it's probably generally true for most things in life that the best option is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. All right, full video episodes are up every week on our YouTube channel at Glauc. Go check that out. Lots of cool perks over on Patreon, bonus episodes, hang out with other people in the Knock Knock Hi community, early after episode access, interactive Q&A, live stream events, much more. Patreon.com/Glauc. Or go to glaucandflecken.com. Speaking of Patreon community perks, shout out to the Jonathans, Lucia C., Edward K., Marion W., Mr. Granddaddy, Caitlin C., Brianna L., MP Cole, Mary H., Keith G., Parker, Muhammad L., David H., Kaylee A., Gabe, Gary M., Eric B., Marlene S., Scott M., Kelsey M., Dr. Hoover, Sean M., Ryan N., Jess K., Hawkeye MD, Bubbly Salt, and Shani D. Patreon roulette time. Random shout out to someone on the emergency medicine tier, Ashley R. Thank you for being a patron.
Thanks, Ashley.
Thank you all for listening. We're your hosts, Will and Kristin Flannery, also known as the Glauc. Executive producers are Will Flannery, Aaron Courtney, Rob Goldman, Kristin Flannery, and Shanti Brook. I said that so out of order. Our editor and engineer is the one and only gout-stricken Jason Portizo. Our music is by Omer Benzvi. To learn about Knock Knock Hi's program disclaimer, ethics policy, submission verification, and licensing terms, and HIPAA release terms, go to glaucandflecken.com or reach out to us, knockknockhi@human-content.com with questions, concerns, or fun medical puns. Knock Knock Hi is a Human Content production.
Knock knock, goodbye.
Thanks for watching the episode. You can find more on that playlist over there. If you prefer to listen, or you just had your eyes dilated, you can binge full episodes wherever you get your podcasts. Or join the party over on Patreon, where you get early access episodes, hang out with us, get lots of exclusive bonus content. Help you subscribe, leave a comment below. Let us know what you think.